Personal protective equipment, or what is better known as PPE, is found in many workplaces, especially in the industrial and health sector. PPE equipment basically provides solutions to risk prevention and management in the work site and avoids untoward accidents to immediately guard the welfare of workers, which ultimately protects workers from sustaining any major injuries. In definition, personal protective equipment are specialized clothing or any other equipment employed by a person employed in a hazardous undertaking for protection against injury from a majority of dangerous elements. It's made to protect a person's body, such as the limbs, head, face, eyes, nose, ears, and some internal organs. Since it is mainly made to protect the integrity of workers' body, it is necessary to understand the importance of and application of Cardinal Rule number 2 to protect all personnel working at ACC.
Risks of working at heights. There are several factors that can lead to incidents and injuries when working at heights. Workers can easily fall and be fatally injured if they're not wearing adequate personal protective equipment. If workers are not trained in using their safety harness and lifeline, there is also a risk of injury or death. If equipment is not maintained, there is a risk of it being defective and breaking, which can lead to a fall. If work surfaces are fragile, such as an asbestos sheet roof, and if openings are not barricaded off, there is a risk of people falling through. If scaffolding is not inspected before use, there is a risk of it being defective and collapsing. Using an unstable working platform also increases the risk of falling. Items such as tools, equipment or materials falling from heights onto people are just as dangerous as falls. A number of factors can lead to incidents and injuries from falling objects. If work surfaces are cluttered and material is not secured, there is a risk of it being blown off by the wind or kicked off walkway edges. When an exclusion zone is not established under a work area to prevent a person from walking into the unsafe zone, and there is no edge protection such as toe boards or kicker plates, there is a real risk of injury by falling objects, especially when workers are not wearing hard hats in high-risk areas. External factors. Some of the most important external factors when working at heights are wind, which can blow off materials and even workers; heat stress, dehydration, dizziness, and even fainting, which can be the cause of falls, as well as building movement and dust and blowing sand.
If If you truly believe that safety is important in your work, at home, or anywhere else, there is no place for these two phrases, safety first and safety is our #1 priority. To do a job safely, our goal is to complete it without accident or injury. But the slogans safety first and safety is our priority will not help us achieve this goal. The danger in making safety a priority rests within the reality that priorities get reshuffled throughout the day. When we're under pressure to complete a job, we may find that safety first can easily become safety second, safety third, or moved so far down the list that we end up taking ridiculous risks that result in accidents. Your employer is not in business to make you be safe or to keep you safe. There's no doubt that they want you to go home safe and healthy every day, but the company's priorities revolve around different goals, just as your goal is to make money in the form of a paycheck. Slogans like safety first and safety is our priority discourage personal responsibility because safety begins and ends with you. Is it reasonable to think that someone would hire you to do a job and then tell you that nothing is more important to them than your personal safety? Of course not. All sorts of jobs, ranging from easy and relatively safe to difficult and dangerous, are done by people who are willing to assume risk. It is true that your employer does not want you to get hurt. It's bad for business, it's bad for the customers, and it's bad for the bottom line. No one wants their employees to get hurt. Therefore, most workplaces have some safety policies and procedures, all with your safety in mind. But they cannot force you to make safety first or to make it the priority in everything you do. The employer isn't your parent and you're not a child. The key to safety is personal responsibility. Hazards and various degrees of risk from hazards are everywhere, and they cannot be completely eliminated. On the other hand, hazards can be known and they can be understood. Every task you do has to be approached with varying levels of hazard awareness. You can look for and understand the hazards in every job, or you can ignore them. Your job can be approached with care or with a lack of care for safety. All of that is going to be up to you. Don't rely on cute little phrases to make you safe. Rely on yourself. Remember, the key to safety is personal responsibility. Thanks for watching and have a safe day.